And as our final send-off to the global Dokkan celebration, now that we got the Supreme Thanks rewards and everything is just settling now, we're going to a new celebration, a new filler celebration, essentially the Pepe celebration. I think it is time to join hands with the community alongside Minato Flash here, who set this up, of course, all thanks to them and all thanks to the work they do setting up these threads, obviously creating a bunch of content for people in this case to just, riff off of. So thank you, Minato. With GDC officially ending, here's a thread of all the campaigns, new releases, and EZAs in order of release. This includes images and polls for each unit where you can vote for your opinion on them respectively. And it's going to be really interesting for me because I think there are a few characters in this celebration who are poorly rated, who are sort of mismanaged in their rating, right? For whatever reason, people have just gotten this idea in their head that is really tough to push, tough to budge. So the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gokus, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, our first exchange unit. And one thing I want to do as well alongside the characters is just play their animations a bit, sort of keep in mind the visual aspect of Dokkan, because that is very important for people. So what visually did this character bring to the table? In this case, I do think I was a little nicer to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku's side of the card. Obviously, this Vegito animation is pretty good, pretty nice, right? I love the camera work. I love the actual particle effects and just sort of visual splendor of the character. While you could say again that like this character doesn't live up to like the Gogeta we got this celebration, I don't think it really was supposed to. They clearly went like above and beyond with that character, and they just were not fucking around, right? So I'll just say that much. As for what the character is doing, I mean, up until literally right now, you could argue this character was never not number one. You could, right? You could. Obviously, people were very excited to get Gogeta. People were very excited to call him number one. People were calling the Fizz Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the fusing, the fours, they were calling them number one for a bit. I think it was always... I think I could see it for AGL Gogeta, but for the fours, for the Fizz fours, I think people just wanted to believe it really badly. And I mean, that's just how it feels to me. As we pile on the last bit of animation work here, let's just go ahead and check out the... Actually, let's not... We don't need to see the father-son Galagun, because I think the father-son Galagun is kind of a less... It's somehow a little less impactful than the actual Int Vegeta and Trunks unit, so... But yeah, great units, great at 55%, which I think is really important for people. One thing about this channel is I say don't pull dupes. Don't pull dupes. See what the characters do at 55%. If you pull dupes, and you're gonna probably regret it, because it's so many stones, and unless you're spending, or you just have such a big backlog, it's your favorite character ever, dupes are just almost never worth it. I do think the Vegeta sort of has the issue of being a little lackluster, as people say. The same thing with the Zamasu from the Rose card, but we'll get into that later. As for the Goku, you could argue this is the best character in the game. All right? You could argue this is the single best character in the game. The moment I saw this character, I went, this is number one. You can go check that. Like, I saw this, and I was like, this is the best character in the game. Hits super hard. Vegeta hits amazingly hard. Some of the only times you can get 99999 damage with a 55% unit are these new GDC LRs, which is just fun, Mostly that's something reserved for rainbow characters, so it's very fun to see that. I'm gonna give them a 9 out of 10. I think that's super fair. I think that we don't need to fool ourselves. Most people agree. If anyone says bad, you're a contrarian. If anyone said underwhelming, this having 1.9% is actually, this is within the bounds of what is it? This is still too high. This is too high over what I'm willing to accept. 0.7, I'm willing to accept that some people are just contrarians. 1.9%, someone does think this character is underwhelming, and they're wrong. Even 15.9% here is way too high, genuinely. This is a crazy unit. But If your reason is that maybe you wanted something a little more poppy with the animations, sure. So yeah, that's going to be that unit. And let's go on to Goku Black and Zamasu. Where are they at? They should be on this second page as well. Goku Black and Super Saiyan Rose Zamasu. I love this character. I made a joke halfway through part 1 that essentially just said, please, Truth, don't talk negatively about this character. You're about to gas up the down players. And what do you know? This character has literally never recovered from that, him tweeting that he was surprised they took damage in the Goku Black and Zamasu fight. I think we had Nano saying, I expect the characters to perform better in the fight they're dropped for. I think we just had so many people jumping straight to that like rhetoric, and it was sad. And it's so crazy. Obviously this character blows the Goku and Vegeta card out of the water as far as animations. I think every single one of the animations for Goku Black and Zamasu are just better. I don't think the Goku and Vegeta have a candle in that regard. They don't hold a candle in that regard. Some of the best feeling like Rose gameplay, essentially. Like, I don't think I've been playing the game for 3 going on 4 years. I don't think I've ever gotten to play with a Rose as strong as the 2. I'm gonna say 2 released in this celebration. It's been extremely fun to see this character. As someone who's not like the biggest fan of Dragon Ball Super, you know, I can't deny when something is raw. And I would say in this case that Zamasu and Rose are pretty raw. As far as kits go, the only issue I could see with the character is obviously he has the Zamasu and Vegeta issue where it's really hard to find space to go into those transformations. And typically Zamasu as well as Vegeta work as a finishing button rather than a character independent of themselves. You would almost always rather be in Goku and Goku Black. That said, pretty great animations, pretty great suite of animations. Like I said, I think all of them are better than the Goku and Vegeta variant. Is that arguable? Is it debatable? I don't think so. Like, they cooked here. They were clearly more excited to work. It's kind of like the Gogeta thing. They were clearly excited to work on these animations. And I feel like the Goku and Vegeta card, they were not as inspired. But yeah, I mean, this is just gonna be the last animation. Then we're gonna go. We're gonna switch over. But a great card. A great card. So sick. 9 out of 10. So less people saying 0 and 3%. Less people saying underwhelming. More people, and this is what I wanted to talk about, where this doesn't make any sense. Like this part doesn't make any sense. It makes 0 sense at all. This, I guess I could see more. I mean, this character is less good than the Goku Black than the Goku and Vegeta. Sure, I would personally still give them the 9 out of 10. I think they're closer to a 9. I think this character is a 10. That said, like, the only reason this is lower is because there's like a contingency of people that just hate this character. They hate that this character pushes Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta off of the top. They hate that this character is sort of like flat or boring to them. They hate that this character doesn't fuse. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Whereas this character is like firmly more like justifiably rated. He's at least an 8 or he's at least a 9. And that is just true, right? So let's go ahead and pop up the next one. AGL Champa. AGL Champa. Go ahead and pop that animation. I'm going to be pretty quick on this one. I think AGL Champa is fine, but as we've been getting with banner units lately, I think he's just the wrong one. I think he's just the wrong character. Of course, I didn't pull this character myself, so take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt, but he's a bit of a gimmick character who never fit on the team. Alright? He's Realm of Gods, but I mean, at some point we have to get a Beerus, right? At some point we have to get a Beerus, and then that'll be his thing. But like, his best linking partner and his best modern partner is literally a banner unit. Right? So it's just like, I don't know. Champa, I think you're fine. I don't think you're bad, certainly. I could never go... he's a banner unit. I usually say I just rate characters how they perform. I don't care about like, oh, for a free-to-play unit, oh, for this. In the case of this pull, he is just a banner unit, and I think he's a pretty good banner unit. So I'm going to say good. I'm going to say he's like a 7. Yeah, this is fair. I don't have anything. I really don't have anything to say about this. There's a lot here, so we're just going to do them all at once. I'm going to say as free to play goes, I'm gonna go as free to play goes. They're all great. This is one of the best things Dokkan has ever done. Period. As far as free to play goes, the clones are a masterwork. I think the thing I want to highlight, as I just sort of like skip over, you know, we don't need to talk about every single one. I'll leave that to Truth. Truth's gonna spend an hour talking about the clones, so buckle up. The thing I really appreciate is the shared animations, and what they did is they made them pretty high quality while also referencing cards that already exist. I am okay with free-to-play units having good card animations. Just reuse them though. Don't make new shiny animations for DKP and then we don't get to use him for a year. Like, he's literally just garbage. He doesn't have a team. Just reuse animations, nice and solid. They're pretty enough. They're not old Dokkan animations. They're just a nice sort of banner unit quality animation. I actually really like this animation. I will say that. This animation, like, is cool. But yeah, characters that do a lot of the same things, they're just good. They're just good. But because they are free to play, I'm going to say great. Super EZA Strength Zamasu. Can we get that guy pulled up somewhere? Where is he? He's right here. So I do think this character is good. Obviously, this character has pretty old animations. We'll just let those rip. This character has pretty old animations. There's not much to say there. I don't have the nostalgia for them, so none of these old animations really do anything for me. I mean, you know, spoiler alert, I did play Dokkan once a very long time ago, but I saw the animations that were still kind of like this, and I was like, this game's not worth it. I'm just going to play Epic 7. You know what I mean? So, there's that. Like I said, there's nothing really to say about that. The Super EZA is pretty good, especially for a free-to-play, as we say. I think it does what it needs to. It's a support character. It doesn't really reach the highs of the future EZAs that come out during this celebration, though, and I don't want to really put it on the same tier as them, as well as being for the Super Bosses team who really needed, like, a big one. And I just think stuff like this is just not worth it. I mean, you can attack down a lot of these characters, so it's not like it's, like, nothing. But, like, deliver a final blow to get evasion. Ugh. I wish they removed it. I'm going to say this character's good. Yeah. Pretty evenly good. Pretty evenly good. I'm not... Super God EZA, is that, like, broken? No, well. Super EZA Fizz Super Saiyan God Vegito. So... I think this character was a little... This character is good. He's not was good. He is good. His big issue... And we can show his counter here. His big issue was that... he essentially couldn't play because he would attack Rose and then get your entire team killed. So he wasn't good in Rose. Even though he would stay alive, he could survive like Rose and stuff. He would get your team killed. Right? You get your team killed. And because of that, he was kind of just a negative. He does have incredible support, right? And it's essentially free. But while also being like Omni support, he's supporting both. But yeah, I just think this character sort of didn't have a place. He also is sort of a part of the rogues gallery of evasion units, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna say this character is good. I didn't really feel his impact. I found myself just not using him. I think in totality, he's like a great unit. But because there was just no place for him, I didn't feel him. You know what I mean? I just didn't feel his impact at all. Because, like, And this goes back to what I always say. When you build a team of super units, you don't really have space for super EZAs a lot of times. Because you'd rather just be running the premium units. Why build a team of super unit or super EZA and EZA units when you could just use like DFE LR EZAs and the new characters? That was kind of his issue, I think. For that reason, I just felt like he was good, but he also made the hardest fight in the game harder. So that is just me personally. On the other hand, maybe this is me showing my bias. Extreme needs this guy. I think this guy is still very much runnable on like everywhere. I think this guy is super powerful. I think this guy does every single thing that a team like Omega's needs. I think this guy does every single team that a team like Zamasu needs. Incredible support. All right. Very survivable. More support. I think this character rules, man. Like, this is going to be my great, I think. And the deciding factor there for me is just, I think he's the perfect medicine for that team. He's literally the medicine man. He's the antidote. And 1 second here. Again, we're back with Int Fusion Zamasu. Again, as we'll go here, I think this character just sort of does everything that he needs to. Obviously, and this is like a big important note because, again, we've been going over the animations. I haven't really had anything to say about the more old style animations, but 2022 is a banger year for Dokkan animations. And if you care about animations, if this is like a big pulling point for you, Zamasu is one of them ones. He's one of them ones, right? He looks incredible. Voice acting's incredible. Has a counter animation. It's pretty clean looking too. Is sick, dude. Like, he is one of them ones. And I think that it, like I said, it's important to note that. But as far as, I just want to go over his kit real quick. As far as his kit goes, another character who I sort of agree with Truth when he says that. I sort of agree with Truth when he says that this character is one of those sort of boring, like, boring quote-unquote Super Saiyan 2 Gohan types where people will get mad at this character because he just does what he does and he's not very flashy and there's not a bunch of variants to what he does. He shows up, he throws this bitch at you right here, and it's very obvious what he's doing, and you can't really like bait with this character super well. He does what he does, and there's no like delineation or variance or anything, and people kind of hate that. I will say he is what Super Bosses needs, but Super Bosses still isn't really a team. I do think the one thing I would have loved from this character is just a big fuck off support of some kind. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't think he has support though. Like, I would have loved just big support of some kind with this character while he's sitting in slot 2. This is something I talked about in the previous video, but I think the thing that has made Dokkan so fun this last celebration is that every character is just dripping with support. They're shrouding the team in support. They're covering them in their big, strong arms, and they're supporting everywhere. And I think that's when Dokkan's at its best. Because the characters who I'm putting in great a lot of times, especially when they're the premium LR EZA characters, are doing that, I'm going to say this character's more like an 8. Yeah. And that makes sense to me. This character's like an 8. He's just a safe 8. AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I mean, are we going to do this? Are we really going to... I mean, huge, just fuck off support for 4 turns. Guarding all attacks and damage reduction. Nullifying Ki Blast. You know what I mean? Like, easy, super easy active skill condition. Huge damage, 99999 damage. Like, this is one of those bomb characters. Let's just quickly, let me pop something real quick. Let me just show him. Let me just pop something real quick. Yeah. So it is my anticipation that the reason they're holding Daima this long is because they're prepping something like this. I think they're gonna go really hard. I think they're gonna go really all out when it comes to Daima in this way. The way this is like the peak of Dokkan animations right now. I'd say that pretty safely. And one of the things I really respect is sometimes people post their custom Dokkan animations, and there's no hate on that at all. Genuinely no hate. But one criticism I have is that it'll be like, this is their 18 key, and the 18 key is like a minute and a half long, and it's just goes on forever. And it's like, yeah, in theory, that's really fun, right? It's really fun to just go fucking insane. But then you think about it in an actual practical sense, and it's like every single turn I'm spending 2 minutes watching Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you know, do an active skill animation. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little much. One thing I really respect about this Gogeta is that he manages to blend insane animation quality with some like hustle, like go. You know what I mean? So yeah, Gogeta is one of them ones. This isn't too surprising. I understand that people are sort of turning on him to be like, oh, he's dying, he's dead. This is fucking insane. I understand that people are sort of baiting. They're at the point where they're like, oh, he dies here, he dies there. Again, when you don't give a fuck who number one is, Dokkan is so much funner. So much more fun, right? If you don't care at all who is in your agenda post, who gives a shit? This character's great. Incredible character. EZA Omega Shenron. Yeah, I'm about to make some people mad in this bitch too, because I think every single one of those points about Omega Shenron, minus I guess his animations aren't like, you know, amazing, like whoa, they're not crazy animations. He does look very good. He looks very good for a Dokkan celebration, like major celebration unit. He is a great major celebration Dokkan unit. People were shitting on his animations, but the reason they were is because he's side by side with the best animations Dokkan has ever gotten, period. But like, you put him side by side with anyone else, like he looks good. All right. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if this isn't working anymore, but that's my personal opinion. Yeah, whatever. Omega Shenron looks gas. He does huge support, the 70% from the last one. He does huge support alongside 10% damage reduction. Do not forget that this is what makes Super Saiyan 3, who turns into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, imbalanced, right? Extreme allies, 70% defense with another 70% attack right here. This is a bomb of a character. And a lot of the hardest fights in the entire game, you can still go in slot 1, which is crazy, right? Like, just due to this and then the defensive modifiers, right? While having an unarmed like counter, because it will show. While having an unarmed counter, let's see if this fixes it. If not, we'll just move on. But yeah, here we go. Like, this is one of them ones. This is a 10 out of 10 character, especially for villains. If this character is rated a bunch lower, I'm gonna have to rant, but I think this character was it. Let me tell y'all something. Let me put something into perspective for you. The super units you would call 10 out of 10 are not working harder than Omega Shenron. Omega Shenron is dragging these bums around by their fucking leash. You know what I'm saying? Like, Omega Shenron is putting motherfuckers in their place. He's doing all the damage. He's doing all the support. You know what I mean? Like, this character is fucking phenomenal. 10. Let me gauge, by the way. I want to see what the part ones were. So 81% and 79%. At least people know Omega's fucking game, dog, because that's true. Like, if you want to just put him one spot beneath Gogeta, if you want to give Gogeta 91% and Omega gets 6% lower, sure. Because that boy Omega is not fucking around. He is not fucking around in the slightest. That is a demon. That is a dog. Pan GT. Yeah, this character's alright. Alright? This character's alright. I would say that this just wasn't enough to get GT Heroes across the finish line. Though GT Heroes is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a bad team. Running the 4s, of course. Pan is 3. And then 4, 5. This character, who I'm not really going to talk about because you can't use them, essentially. This character would have been huge for 6. Otherwise, you're kind of running these characters. And as I've said before, and this is just me, you don't have to, you know, believe me, I kind of don't like this character, and I kind of don't like this character. They can have great Twitter clip turns, but I just don't see it. I think they're a product of the last like 6 months of Dokkan, where in this celebration, everyone's hitting for 50 million plus. And for whatever reason, the last 6 months of Dokkan, all the characters who should be hitting for 50 million plus are hitting for 10 million. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't personally get it. Pan, though, supports who she needs to, and is then just a sort of safe option floating off. I mean, what can you say, right? I'm gonna call that a good unit, yeah. Didn't wait for the god of game, EZA Pan. Nova Shenron type shit, dude. This character is free to play, so again, we're gonna rate it under that. This character slaps. This character hits so fucking hard. I would say his animations are pretty vibrant, pretty fun. It's surprising they actually gave this character these animations, because I feel like he would have been a great example of a character they could have just released as a DFE. I know that these are some of these are reused, so you know, don't take this as me saying like, oh, they blew the wallet, they blew the fucking account on Nova Shenron. Why did they do this? I'm just saying that they definitely could have touched some of these up and released it as a DFE, and no one would have noticed. Let's go ahead and grab the ultra. Bleh. Whoa, I'm having a stroke, dude. Let's go ahead and grab the ultra attack. Again, another great unit. Super looks great, looks pretty vibrant and fun, and we can get Flame Shot as the last one. I think this character rules, dude. The only thing this character is missing, only the thing I talk about all the time, which is, where is his support? Where is his support? If he supported, he would be so sick. But instead, he's more of just a big damage bruiser, which I don't really mind either. But because he's not supporting like the others, and he is a free to play, I do feel good giving him like an 8. Yeah, dude, I could be right here. I could easily be right here if he supported. That's the only thing he's missing. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Can I say that? Can I say I don't know. I mean, this character's alright. Animations, of course, not like the biggest and brightest thing. Definitely a product of old Dokkan, you know, where we're just gonna hold that. It's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, all allies 40% when there's an extreme class enemy is support. It's not like low support, as well as this character who is giving 40% def. Of course, they are they're parallels of each other essentially. A little more positive with this character support. Vegeta, I don't know. I would say I actually just don't have that much to say about them. They're kind of super. They have the problem of their super units, and just like Vegito's Fizz Super EZA, I just have that sensation of like, why would I run you? Like, in what? Unless I'm trying to showcase you, why am I running you? I don't know. It's a hard sell for me. I'm gonna say this is a 7 out of 8. Great is kind of crazy to me, and this is like a 6. Yeah. This character's a 6. This character's an 8. Can we say that? I think that's fair. Again, I'm going to be a little biased here, but Omega Shenron needs these characters. He needs this Shenron to be giving his team 40% attack, as well as another 20% for a total of 60%, as well as debuffing. All right? Like, this character literally hits for like 60 million, man. Every single time. And he's super attacking like 3 times a turn or something. I guess we can look at the animation. I mean, a 60% or 60 million, like, I don't know. This character fucking drops bombs. I'm going to be fair. Say 8 as well. This character's an 8. This character's a 6. This character is also an 8. I'm not gonna grade the characters that kind of just can't be used. It's whatever. I don't care. I'm not gonna go into like super detail, but I will say Pan, I'm gonna say is a 6. Trunks, I'm also gonna put at around a 6. But you know, Minato has it so that like 6 is still an underwhelming. I don't really think they're underwhelming. I just think they're 6s. They don't support a team that I think I'm really interested in putting them on, and that team, if they went elsewhere, you know, they kind of have restrictions. I don't know. It's just, they're okay. AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Which one's this one again? Yeah, per GT Heroes. I haven't seen much of this character, actually. I haven't used him myself a bunch either. I think it's just a batch of 6s for me. Again, not saying that they're, you know, underwhelming, just 6 is where that rating is. TEQ Shenron is a monster. This character fucking is sick. Again, another character that is necessary. He's not just some character who is like, you know, he's not just some character who is like, you know, throwaway. He is necessary to the team. You need him to play the team. He rounds out the top, the slot 1 slot. Animation wise, I think this is right on the cusp of a pretty good animation. Was this character a banner unit? I think he was, right? Either way though, phenomenal. Animation looks fun. We've seen a lot of it because of the Shin Shenron fight. And yeah, I think they just gave Omega's team the best help all year. They gave Omega's team every single thing. I'm gonna call Omega great. Damn, is that the highest outside of Gogeta? Jesus. All right. EZA Int Legion of Shadow Dragons. One thing I would say about this character that was really surprising. I kind of want to, you know, actually use this. One thing I'd say about this character was really surprising because this version of the Shadow Dragons was a you see this animation in some fights, but for the most part, don't they use a different animation for the actual boss stage? Either way, I love this animation. Every time I see this animation, super hype. This character's sitting for like 70 million, 80 million. This character is also doing exactly what it needs to, by the way. GT bosses, allies, 40%. All allies, 17%. Like, so in total, you're giving GT bosses 57%, which you're running a lot of course. You're running a lot of them. So they do exactly what they need to. I haven't really had this character get caught much. One thing that's great about them is they're free to play, so they do get free 35 speed, essentially, or 35 dodge, essentially. I'm going to say free to play unit. This might be my favorite one. This is a 10 out of 10 free to play unit. Character rules. In Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is a character I've played a bunch of. I think this character is really good. I haven't had this character die at all, period. At all. 0 times. And I've used him a bunch. I'm going to say it's a 10 out of 10 EZA. We're going to use this real quick just to say Yubaka. Sick as fuck, dude. And as well as having an amazing animation. This is like, the first time I saw this animation in Dokkan, I was like, this is like an LR animation. This is crazy, right? Like, you could definitely have given this to an LR and it would be exactly the same. Like, you wouldn't even flinch. So great animation there. Not really doing the thing that is done this celebration, which is not really supporting, but I don't really think it's a problem. This is like a bomb character who has like a, you know, a really strong counter. This is a really strong counter, as well as doing a bunch of damage. I'm gonna give him a 10. I like Gogeta a lot. He hasn't died at all for me. Oh, so we have another one of those Twitter bait units that people like to talk about. This character is really fucking good. I haven't had this character die at all. This character stacks allies attack and defense by itself. This character makes every character a Festival of Battles character. This character has damage reduction. This character has support. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm crazy. I don't even really want to talk about this character very long. Like, great animations, support, makes every character a stacker. I don't know. Like, is this not 52%? I don't know. What a surprising time in Dokkan, right? I have given my opinion a lot about this character already, so I kind of don't want to talk too much about it. So I'm just gonna let the animation play in the background. This character is phenomenal. This character is emblematic of every single thing they tend to put into these GDC characters, which is a ton of support, a ton of fun building out these teams, reviving characters. You're literally reviving characters by giving them this much support. You're making characters useful again who were not useful by giving them this much support. This character is super fun, and though I didn't pull them myself, I've seen a bunch of people use them. I've used them on a secondary lead. I've used them as like a friend unit. Super fun character, super powerful. It blitzes content, huge damage, probably number one in the game. Maybe I would personally probably say the Goku and Vegeta, but if you want to make this character number one, I'm not going to blame you. Yeah, super. What a super unit. So 9 out of 10. Probably an actual 10. I would say this character is a 9. I would say this character is a 9. This character is like a 10 out of 10 free to play unit, genuinely. This character is a 9. I don't have much to say about this character. It's kind of just like one of those characters that needs to be useful, and it is. It's really easy to have had this character. All allies' chance of performing critical hit is very strong, and they have it twice, right? Their dodge unit, which is very good. Super high dodge chance as well. High dodge chance right here. They just do what they need to. Animations are awful. I mean, you know, not to be like mean to anything, but I mean, this is like a really old character. This is like the 3rd year of Dokkan's animations are terrible, but it is what it is, right? So, I would say, how do I feel about it? I'm gonna say this character's an 8. This character's an 8 for me. Anything more? Spopovich. I literally have nothing to say about Spopovich. This character's a meme. I do think he's a good banner unit, but like, there's nothing to say. He's a weirdo. In terms of his animations, what were they again? I don't even remember them, dude. Oh, come on. Let me see them Spopovich animations. Yeah, there we go. One thing I do want to say about the last few characters is the animations are not very good for me. If I was pulling just based on animations, this animation's fine, especially for a banner unit, but I actually am not that high on Gohan, Goten, or Trunks' animations. Neither are my other active skills. They're just okay. You can really feel that a character like this has gone back to being like a regular animation Andy. Like, this looks pretty good. I do want to let this play. This looks pretty good. We're saving budget here. Yeah, this is like old. This looks old. Like, this looks like it came out last year or the year before, genuinely. Like, they could have done this animation in 2023. I mean that. Like, it's okay. So that is why I'm also ranking certain characters lower. This character's like a 7 out of 8 banner. I mean, he's just a banner unit. This character's a fucking what a monster this guy is, huh? This guy is crazy. He's just like a bomb unit. He does like literally 200 million attack stats or something like that. He isn't like supporting or anything, but there does come a time when you just do so much damage that it doesn't really matter. So I do just want to play Brilliant Strike. These animations are pretty fun as well. This is another one of those units where, again, you can tell they're old, but boom, ooh, that looks so good. You can tell they're old, but it's a fun visual, right on the cusp of being like truly great animation. Some fun choreography and stylistic choices here, but just falls a little short due to age. But yeah, this character rules. I'm gonna say there's not much to say about him other than he's good. I'm gonna say he's like a 9 out of 10. The overall thoughts on character kit design during the 2025 Global Dokkan Celebration. I have already given my thoughts many times. If you want to hear them, there are previous videos that you can just go to so easily. This was a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 celebration, without a doubt. The only thing you could be mad at, if you wanted to be mad, I guess, is that some people were talking about stone count. I didn't even look it up yet, but, you know, maybe, I don't know. Every single major character that was released at Celebration was great, I think. Every single animation in this game was either above and beyond or at least up to par. This was the definition of a 10 out of 10 celebration, without a doubt. This is fucking nonsense. This is fine. But yeah, this is either a 9 or a 10 out of 10 celebration. It's crazy. With all that being said, though, let's go back up here, scroll back up to the big homie Minato, and say that thanks for the thread. This was very fun to do. These are fun as always. I can't wait to get into more of the major celebration recaps. I do love doing them. And with all being said, though, I've been lone. Subscribe to join the club. Like if you like the video. We all go make it, and peace.